Next up is tight end Grayson Barnes. Greg, first.
So Grayson, just walk me through the transfer a little bit. You were successful at Northern Illinois, so why'd you want to transfer, and then what got you to West Virginia?
Yeah, so after our bowl game last year, I quickly after the game found out that I was being given another year, coming from JUCO, and coming up that way. So went through the spring there at NIU. Had a pretty good spring, but the offense kind of stayed the same a little bit, and personally wanted to play on a bigger stage for my last year. So that was the main goal in transferring. And as soon as my name hit the portal, West Virginia, Coach Nice called me, I think at 7:30 that morning. And we talked for a long time. Got a visit set up right away. Came here, the mountains, trees, it's a perfect atmosphere for me. I love it. I love being outside in the nature and all that stuff. So, it was almost destined to be here.
How's the offense fit you since you've now arrived, and obviously the success you had last week?
Yeah, I love it. I love Coach Rod's philosophy. I love how, going fast and keeping the up tempo, keeping the defense on their heels and on their toes, and try to guess what we're going to do next and just keep going fast. And I like being on the field, being able to stay on the field. I think this offense has showcased my blocking a lot more than last school. So just being able to show that I can stay out on the field, and that I don't need to just be out there for passing downs or third downs and stuff like that.
Walk us through that final drive, going to tie the game. What was kind of going through your head, and especially when you reached up and you realized you caught that ball to tie the game?
Yeah, the whole drive, I was talking to the O-line and everybody, just we got to dig deeper, fight. This is what we trained for all summer, the hard edge, all that stuff, and kind of just do my job is what I was focused on. And so that whole drive going down, trying to run as fast as I can, do everything to the best of my ability. And then on that final play there, I wasn't sure if it was going to come to me or not, but it did, and the ball was up there, and when the ball's up there, it's mine.
You had a hurdle in there too. You ever hurdled a defender before?
No, I have not. But throughout the week and watching film on them, a lot of their defensive backs tackled low, so I was prepared for it. And I got tackled low early on in the game, so I kind of knew it was going to be coming.
On that last play, was it just a matter of getting off a line of scrimmage? You had the advantage on the guy that was covering you,
Yeah.
and then the soft throw?
Yeah, there's basically two guys on either side of me. I just stepped down, he went, so I went behind him, knew I was in front of the guy behind me, and Nico put a great ball up, and it was probably the only spot it could be.
Grayson, you played in some pretty big games. What was your backyard? What was like playing in the backyard brawl, and how does that compare to some of the bigger games that you played in? Like, obviously, you played in the Notre Dame game last year, so where did that compare?
Yeah, Notre Dame was definitely a special game on its own for us. Beating a top 5 team in the nation, but the backyard brawl, it just hit different. It was a different atmosphere with, being our home crowd. It was a different feeling. And like I was telling my family after the game, I don't think I've ever been so energetic and excited on the sideline and so amped up to be a part of a game like that.
On that final drive, there was a 3rd and 9 that you caught, like a 30-yard pass. Did you have a feeling that ball was coming to you?
Yeah, a small one, but we had a timeout right before, so we kind of got able to talk about what we were going to do with Coach Nice, and he said expect cover 4, where we might have to pull it up and just get the first down. We also knew they like to roll to cover 3 and bring some pressure on 3rd down. And in that cover 3, the safety split got off the hash, so I took the seam, and I knew at that point when the ball was coming to me.
How did it get you prepared for that game?
Coach Rudd said you're kind of a hybrid, tight end, wide receiver, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have you always viewed yourself that way? Do you feel like your skill set kind of like fits in the middle there?
Yes, definitely. Ever since junior college, kind of always viewed myself as that hybrid and portrayed myself as a hybrid tight end. Try to, be able to stay in the passing game, but also try to prove to coaches and people that I can block as well.
Get down the field against someone like you did on that last drive, or run over somebody to get a first down?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes. I'm not afraid to, put my shoulder down and have to run over somebody, or if I have to make somebody miss, I can.
To the preparation, I mean, Rich had 81 new guys on that team, and I'm sure you didn't know much about Pitt. And just walk us through how they got you guys prepared to understand what the game was about, and then I'm sure once you got in the game, you kind of figured out what they were telling you.
Yeah, I mean, with 80 new guys, I mean, we all came here, to win. Like, we all transferred, and we all want to go to a bigger program, and we all want to come and win. So I think that's, one common goal that we have in mind. That's why I think we fit together. And throughout the week, it was kind of, I was expecting it to be, all week, just like Pitt, whatever. But it was kind of like a normal week at first. Yeah. And so I was a little bit surprised, like, going into it. And then, because obviously after the Ohio loss, we wanted to focus on ourselves, fixing, our mistakes and getting more together, which I think we did a great job of that. And then by the time Thursday, Friday came, really got amped up. And
so he didn't blow it out on Sunday and give you the win one for the Gipper speech on Sunday. He kind of simmered and kind of built it up through the week.
Yeah, Sunday was a big, mental day, focus on walkthrough, mistakes, plays that we can run better, that we know we can run better, that we didn't run or execute very well in Ohio. Monday, our off day, come in, treatment, film, get started on Pitt. And then Tuesday, we're going to have lift and a bigger practice day just to keep running the plays that we know how to run. So
to that point and all of the hype, but how it was handled going into the Pitt game, in this era of college football, what you do in your conference schedule legitimately just matters more.
Yeah.
So how has the tone and the vibe been so far this week, even though it's early? What's the plan so far? What even you, as someone that's been around the block a little bit in college football, been telling the guys? Because in all reality, the Pitt win is incredibly big for the program, but if you drop a lot of conference games, you're not going to get to where you want to be as a program either.
Yeah, correct. Sunday was, we have a 24-hour rule. So we have 24 hours to celebrate, enjoy the win, or, make corrections on the loss, and then we're moving on. So after walkthrough on Sunday, Coach Rod said to the team, we're entering conference play. We got to buckle it up, dial it up, get back to running things how we know how to run them, and just kind of running our plays and doing our thing, and just making sure we focus more on execution.
Grayson, you're in the portal. You said not very long before the phone goes crazy, right? And that's
Yes.
not long after the bowl game. I know
Yeah.
you had very good years at junior college in Northern Illinois, but how much does that catch in the bowl game kind of elevate name recognition for you?
I think it did a lot. I know I was with my family after the game when we were having dinner, and then ESPN was on, and we saw that it popped up on the top 10 plays. So that was a really cool moment for me and my family to enjoy together and have together. But I think kind of it blowing up and going everywhere, I think my name kind of got out there a little bit more. I was definitely very, very surprised when I did enter the transfer portal of how many different coaches were reaching out to me, saying that they wanted me to go to their school.
Then you line up in different spots, I know that, but so does Cam. But you guys play together side by side a bunch too, and you have some sort of route fun, it looks like, just trying to mess with defenses. When he's a receiver, and you kind of, like you said, you're a receiver too out there too.
Yeah.
What are you two able to do together when there's so many eyes on both of you? They can only cover
Me and who?
so
Sorry.
much. You and Cam.
Cam, yeah. I mean, he's a great route runner. He's a great ball hawk, and he can go up and get the ball. I think he can run past any corner. He can out physical any corner. And then I think, I can do the same with linebackers and safeties. Just kind of out physical them and body them away and go up and get the ball wherever it's put.
Hey, Grayson, you mentioned you enjoy being outside. You did something special outside yesterday.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Did you ever think you would get engaged in West Virginia?
No, I did not. It was kind of my plan the past, few months. I asked her dad for a blessing after we graduated from NIU. So that it's been my plan, kind of do it wherever, God will take us. And it was a beautiful view. I mean, the Morgantown, the city, everything, it's beautiful. It's so green here. We loved it. It was a very special moment.
Well, you're in almost heaven, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you, Grayson.
Thank you. Thank you.